my name is Joon Lee.
I'm Joshua Johnson.
And welcome back to our next episode of
English Pop.
Well, Joshua, what do we have in store for today?
Well, Joon, have you been watching the Olympics recently?
I actually have from time to time. Why do you ask?
Well, today we're going to talk about an Olympian in the field of VLT. His name is Paul Nation. Have you heard of him?
I actually have heard of Paul Nation before. He's actually on our Compass website and our blog, and I've seen a lot of his videos online on YouTube. But to be honest with you, unfortunately, I don't really know who he is.
Yeah, Paul Nation is a professor of applied linguistics. He's taught English language learning all around the world, and he actually is the man behind the 4 strands of English language learning.
Okay, so how does Paul Nation in the 4 strands of English language learning tie in with our episode today?
Well, today we're going to talk about Compass Publishing's latest release called Power Reading. And Paul Nation's theory of the 4 strands of English language learning is what we based Power Reading off of. And today we're going to talk about Power Reading. We're going to go through the book itself, talk about the components, give some teacher tips, and basically just go through a complete walkthrough of a unit to try to show people what the book's all about.
Yeah, it sounds really fun and interesting.
So are you ready to check out Power Reading, Joon?
Yes, I am.
All right. It's English Pop.
Power Reading is a 3-book series specifically developed for the intermediate to advanced English language learner. Each book is made up of 16 units with 6 pages per unit. A word list for review and reference is also included at the end of each book. The series has been developed to support a 4-strand approach to language instruction. Each unit incorporates reading and listening passages of related content to both engage and inform learners. The graded levels of the series allow learners to comfortably progress to longer and more challenging topics as they move from book to book.
So let's talk about the 4 strands of language learning. Okay? The first strand is meaning-focused input. The meaning-focused input focuses on listening and reading, where the learner really pays attention to what they are focusing on in class to learn the language. The second is meaning-focused output. And in meaning-focused output, the learner practices language by speaking or writing. The third is language-focused learning. And language-focused learning is a deliberate attempt to use pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar to learn the language. The fourth is fluency development. Now, fluency development is making the best use of the knowledge that is already known, and that includes working on the 4 skills of the English language.
Now, let's take a look at our student book. Our unit first starts with the warm-up section. In our warm-up, 2 discussion questions are presented on the title page of the unit. These questions relate to the content of the opening image of the unit and targets learners' background knowledge. It also allows incorporation of any experiences they may have related to the topic. Next is vocabulary focus. The controlled high-frequency vocabulary list is presented in a definition matching activity to facilitate comprehension of the main reading passage of each unit. Our vocabulary is followed by a reading passage. These articles have been developed to target constrained readability and vocabulary ranges. These ranges aim to develop reading skills while keeping the informative content of the passages accessible to learners at each book's recommended level. At the bottom of the page, you can find words and phrases. A limited number of topic-specific vocabulary items or idiomatic expressions are placed below each passage to support learners who have not encountered these words or phrases before. After a reading section, students can practice reading comprehension. The reading comprehension activity of each unit presents a set of multiple-choice questions designed to give readers practice answering question types commonly encountered on standardized tests of reading. We also have a vocabulary review. The vocabulary review activity of each unit provides exposure to the target vocabulary of the unit. These activities vary from unit to unit so that learners practice using new words in a variety of ways over the course of each book.
Students get more structured practice with words and idioms. The words and idioms activity of each unit is designed to practice idioms and collocations that have a strong tendency to occur together. Next is the grammar focus. The grammar focus activity targets one key grammatical structure from the article. This gives learners practice using correct grammar in everyday context by using the core grammar. And finally, the vocabulary extension. The vocabulary extension activity serves as additional exposure to the target vocabulary of the unit in a new context. Original sentences are used to confirm the learner's understanding of the new words. The next section is strategy focus. Strategy focus is an extension activity that includes quotations, infographics, or factoids related to the unit topic. These short, informative materials are used as springboard for discussion or comprehension activities that require learners to demonstrate a basic understanding of the key concepts presented in the unit. And next is the talking point. Two open-ended discussions further target learners' personal experience and opinions related to the information presented in the previous section. On the final page of the unit, students get to put it together. This page presents a set of 3 activities that synthesize a variety of language skills. The content of the 3 parts of the activity on this page is based on the main topic of the unit, and the activities build upon each other to scaffold practice of different language skills.
Class Booster is available with Power Reading. There are comprehension questions targeting facts and details, making inferences, understanding writers' purposes, and understanding meaning of words and phrases from context. This practice is through our quiz. There are also vocabulary development activities specifically targeting mid-frequency and academic words. You can see these practices through our word flash and word match activities. We include skill synthesis extension activities developed to practice multiple language skills through content related to each unit's topic as well. Finally, audio recordings of reading passages are provided.
Elephants have an incredible sense of smell.
You can find a list of teaching tips available in each book. These teaching tips provide an insight of actually how to utilize the content while following the proper unit structure for each level for each specific title. Furthermore, a unit test, a review test, a vocabulary quiz, and additional presentation slides for teachers are also available to download. These resources are going to help guide teachers through each unit, each activity, while providing answers for the exercises and activities as well. Well, Joshua, it looks like we completed our walkthrough and review of Compass's new title, Power Reading Series. It's good that we were able to see each section by section, the components and teachers' resources available too. Now the best part is, the Four-Strand Approach you mentioned earlier was clearly evident within this series also.
Yeah, and we only briefly talked about the 4 strands in today's video. If you'd like to know more about that, check the description below, where we're going to put a link to our blog where you can learn more about the 4 strands.
Well, thank you for your time today. My name is Joon Lee.
I'm Joshua Johnson, and we'll see you here again next week on English Pop. Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Johnson.
And I'm Joon Lee.
Thanks again for watching English Pop. And if you like what you saw, please click below to subscribe.
You can also follow us on our Facebook and our Twitter accounts. And if you look at the description below, you'll see all of our links to our resources discussed in our series. And of course, you are always welcome to comments down below also.
And for all of our users in China, please don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here again next time on English Pop.